Hey, so I thought I'd answer Vince's topic of the week question on how I might treat myself regarding my model collection for Christmas. I have yet to ask for models for Christmas. For me, my collection is kind of my own personal design. It's something that I've done for myself, and I don't want other people thinking they need to help build it. A lot of that has to do with how I've kind of grown up over the years. Back in the old days when I was in high school, when I was into Magic the Gathering, one of the top things on my list was almost always a booster box of whatever set had just come out. And usually that was pricey enough, and it was something that I kind of wanted, so I usually got it as my primo gift. I got a few other gifts as well. But as I kind of matured, I stayed with Magic the Gathering, kept playing it for a while. Even into college, I would get that booster, or get a booster box for Christmas because I asked for it. But everything really took a turn when I actually got my first job out of college and started making my own money, because I was able to go and just buy whatever I wanted whenever I wanted. I didn't have to wait for Christmas or my birthday, which will be another topic at the very end of this video. But I didn't have to wait for, or I didn't have to wait for a day and ask somebody to gift it to me. I could just go out and buy it. And kind of based on that, I stopped asking for things that I would want for Christmas and started asking things that I needed. And for me, somebody that doesn't like clothes shopping or has any sense of style of any sort, I usually ask for clothes for Christmas, or something that I didn't realize I needed. Cooking supplies are generally something that comes through here along with clothes. And this is an odd bit of a flip-flop, I think, than what I had experienced before, because when I lived with my parents, I was kind of open into saying, hey, I'm into Magic the Gathering and I'm into this nerdy stuff, and I didn't really share it with other people. But when I got into Warhammer models, I didn't share that with my parents, but I shared that with other people. And I'm not exactly sure why. I think a lot of that has to do with models. They are you can look at them as a giant art project, and a lot of people are more open to giant art, or people are open to giant art projects. But when it always came with my parents, I wasn't big on saying, oh, we need to go, or I want to spend a lot of money on a bunch of stuff. That was never very comfortable, and really the amount of money I've spent on models is quite a bit, where they would be going, Andrew, are you sure you really want to be buying all of this junk, for lack of a better term? And really it's more part of my art project, and that's how I would get away with doing it. But for me, I've never asked for miniatures as a gift either. A lot of the times, because I'm buying Games Workshop miniatures, they are a little on the pricey side. It's one of those, you don't ask for, or it's if you ask for one, you're not really getting much. But if you're you're not getting much, and they know you're not getting much. But if you ask for more than one, you feel like you're starting to put a burden, and you're starting to ask for a little bit too much from them. So I don't ask for miniatures too much as a gift. There are a number of things I was asked, hey, what are a few things you would like? I put down airbrushes, one of them near the very end, but I'm hoping I don't get one. I'm hoping I get the opportunity to go out and buy a cheap one for myself, get used to practicing with it, maybe upgrade to another one at a certain or later point. As far as Army goes, and what I might want to start later in the future, the last thing available for me is Fire Slayers, and I can't for the life of me tell anybody the price for them, for the small amount of models you get. It doesn't pull me, or it's not something it would be a burden to me, not an investment. And that's kind of why I've avoided them for the time being. Maybe if they came out with a Start Collecting box, it had a bunch, but I don't see them putting out a Start Collecting box, mostly because the big thing that you would actually want is a Magma Drop, and that's already more than the $85 that would be a Start Collecting box. Not to mention that while it's got a lot of infantry figures. This is one of the one sets that the infantry figures are probably appropriately priced, but the amount of them you need to fill out a proper army is too much to start with a, even for a casual collector like myself, that's collected a little bit of every army, has upward or has about 2,000 points of all the old 8th edition armies. It's something that I can't just, or that as much as I've justified those, or ideally justified those, I can't do this. The logic doesn't hold true for the Fire Slingers. Another just kind of out of place thing, but one of the things as far as asking for miniatures, why I don't like asking for it is that I don't feel like I'm giving the gift giver an opportunity to kind of understand myself. It's one of those things where you send them to the Games or if you send them to the Games Workshop website, if you're giving miniatures, I suggest buying them from the company or from a local store, more than, oh, go to this kind of off the path site, give them your credit card info and whatnot. It's just one of those corporate things that feels it would give some comfort to whoever is the gift giver. But if you're into buying them for 20% off from other hobby dealers, I'm okay with that. But it's one of those that if you send them into a store, or you send them to the site or whatever, you kind of want them to have the... I feel like if you're not giving them the option of, hey, I'm into Space Marines, and so they at least know, well, any of these packs of Space Marines will do good. But if they go into the store on their own and they don't know you're a Space Marine player, and they go and pick up Orcs or Tyranids because they look cool, and hey, Andrew's a cool person, I would think he would want to be into something cool. Really, it's one of those, well, then they give you the present, you may have a side of, oh, Orcs, yay. And I would assume they would see the disappointment on your face. But if I'm telling them, well, I need Space Marine Vanguards or Veteran Squad, then I'm really sending them on a just a mission for finding a certain model, and that isn't really what a gift is supposed to be. A gift is supposed to be something that shows that they care about you, and you care about, and you realize, hey, they actually care about me. I'm glad I got them whatever gift I got them. Usually I'm giving people food because most people don't not like food. So as far as hobby painting modeling supplies goes, you kind of got another one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't. But it's one of those where a lot of the stuff that you would actually like maybe a new airbrush, is a little bit on the pricey side, maybe out of the range of a few people. And other stuff like paints, then you're specifying what you want as a gift, as opposed to saying, or as opposed to getting a little bit of surprise from a gift. You're saying, I want a pot of green paint, and they go out and buy a small pot of green paint, and you're like, thanks for doing my work for me. So finally, some helpful pointed advice from somebody who has a birthday a week before Christmas. If you are a parent or know somebody that you regularly give a gift to, especially a younger child under the age of 18, do not piggyback the birthday and Christmas gift together unless it's huge. And by huge, I mean you're spending upwards of $400, $500, or you're spending around $400, $500 or upwards of that. The main reason I say this is that everybody kind of expects something for their birthday or something for Christmas, and getting a mediocre gift that is meant for both holidays. Birthdays are something we only get once a year, and it's something where it's like, hey, we kind of deserve something special. It's the day, or it's an anniversary for us. It's the day that we were born. And everybody kind of expects it, and we all know at our ages, you know, who we expect gifts from, who we don't need gifts from, but if they give it to us, we are thankful for them. Because they kind of remember us, and it's one of those, oh, you gave me a birthday present, even if it's $20, I'm going to return the favor later in the year when it's your birthday, or next year, whichever comes first. But when we're around the same time, if you piggyback and give us a birthday gift when you give us a Christmas gift, especially if it's a young child, they're going to hate you, and they aren't going to give you a birthday present the next chance they realize they get it. Now, some people may be shallow about that, and some people may not. But to us, it's two separate holidays, and we wouldn't do the same thing of, oh, your birthday's or oh, it's July, 23rd. I can't use that. And we're like, oh, it's June 10th. Well, remember what I got you for Christmas? That's your birthday present from me. I know. I'm one of the people that should be giving you a good present. I'm not giving you that. I'm giving you what you got for Christmas. That's good enough for you, isn't it? That's a total jerk move. But for me to do it, or for you to do it around Christmas, the gift basically has to be absolutely spectacular, something that the kid never dreamed of and is right up his alley, or never dreamed that you would even get for him because you're that shallow or whatever. Those are the only opportunities where we'd say okay, or where we would forgive said parent. Especially the parents are the big one, because the parents should be the one that remember, hey, we brought this little urchin into the world. So in any case, I'm Andrew. I'm a AoS Casual player, and I thank you for listening until the end of the show here. Subscribe and comment below if you would like to. Thank you.